Would you like to learn a super yummy recipe for chili cheese dogs with bacon? Just like this? Well, in this episode of the Lisa D's Delight Show, I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious chili cheese dogs. We're going to use some ground beef, some bacon, some garlic and herbs, and some cheese. You make your chili cheese dogs like this, your Juneteenth shindig will never be the same.
Lisa D Delight. Got noises in my stomach, so I guess I'm feeling hungry. I click that YouTube Lisa D so I can kill this rumbling. But when I'm in the kitchen, don't know what I'm doing. Lisa D Delight.
Okay, LDD family, let's get into this recipe. Your shopping list, measurements, and such will be in the description box below. But of course, you're going to need some weenies. I like my weenies jumbo size. Girl, it's a family show. And you're going to need about 4 slices of bacon. And this baroche, however you pronounce it, hot dog rolls, they are so good. I got them from Walmart and they're super yummy. You're gonna need some cheese, that's that Mexican blend cheese, and then some better than bouillon because we're gonna make a nice yummy beef broth to thin out our chili. But if you don't have better than bouillon beef base, you should. But you can also use regular beef broth or even chicken broth or whatever you have, child. I was just trying to help out your palate. So we're gonna use some scallions, some red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, and orange bell pepper. I love bell peppers. Not only are they good for you, but they also add vibrant colors to your recipes and make them look all pretty. However, you'll never see me use a green bell pepper because I don't like the green ones because they are not sweet. They are too bitter for me. And we're gonna use some garlic and some onions. And actually the scallions are for garnish. But we need to get these veggies chopped as fine as possible because the chili and chili cheese dogs is generally on the thin side. So we don't want chunks of garlic, onions, and peppers in our chili, but we do want the flavor of them to be sitting in the background, making everything taste super yummy. So we're gonna use our food processor to get these veggies chopped nice and fine. But if you don't have a food processor, you can use a very sharp knife, or I found that a cheese grater also works nicely when you want to get stuff grated and chopped really fine. But if you use the grater, just be careful of your fingers, pumpkin. Don't pull back a nub and try to blame me. I'm not trying to catch a case, child. I ain't got nothing for you, man. This video may be a little late, but anywho, what are you guys doing or did to celebrate Juneteenth? Tell me in the comments. I'm going to a barbecue. I'm going to be bringing some seafood salad, some barbecue baked beans, and my famous potato salad. So look out for those recipes. Depending on when you see this video, they might be above. You know how people usually are famous for like one dish, and whenever you go to functions or barbecues or whatever, they always want you to make that certain dish that you're really good at. So for me, that's pretty much everything. Kidding, not kidding. Nah, but my potato salad, they always want me to make the potato salad because it is banging. That and my mac and cheese. My mac and cheese actually is off the chain. I'll put that recipe for you above. I bet you don't know anybody that uses bacon grease in their mac and cheese. Don't knock it till you try it, beloved. It is life-changing. Why are you so modest? This what we want. Nice and fine. Now let's work on our beef broth. Like I said, chili cheese dogs are usually on the thin side, so I'm gonna show you a trick to thin out the meat so that it's not so chunky and stuff. So take a 1/4 teaspoon of better than bouillon beef base and mix it into some boiling water. And voila, you have beef broth. And it's so much better than the stuff that you get in the box. It's so much better than bouillon cubes because it's just like 10 times more flavorful. But be mindful that it does have a lot of sodium in it, so you put a little bit less salt whenever you're using Better Than Bouillon's products. That's a half a cup of water, by the way.
Lisa D delights.
I put bacon in my chili because me and swine have a meaningful relationship. And everybody knows everything is better when you put some bacon on it. So fry up 4 slices of bacon, and once it's done, don't drain the grease. The grease is going to also help us to thin out the chopped meat, as well as make it really flavorful. Add in your chopped onions and garlic, as well as your chopped bell peppers. Stir that up and let it cook down a few minutes until tender. Another dish that everyone loves me to bring to the barbecues are little smokies wrapped in bacon. Oh my God, they are so delicious. I use this special seasoning on them called Cinnadust. It's like the same flavor of Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. It's super yummy. I'll put that recipe above. You're welcome. Once the veggies have cooked down beautifully like this, then we're gonna add in 1 pound of ground beef. And then take your beef broth and pour the broth all over the meat. And once you've done that, get out a potato masher, or if you have one of these little meat masher thingies, I don't know what the name of this is. If you know the name of this, put it in the comments for me. But anyway, this thingamajig here, I like to use this to mash up the meat and get the veggies all mixed up with the beef broth. And this is my little trick I was telling you about to thin out your beef. Chili dog should be like a loose consistency, so you just want to keep mashing in and grinding in all the liquids until it's nice and thinned out. See, I tried it with the meat masher, the potato masher, but it didn't work as well for me as the other thingamajig did. So whatever works for you, do that, boo-boo. Just keep mashing it until it's thinned out and until the meat gets done, and then it'll look like this. We don't drain the beef when making chili dogs because the liquid is going to help with the thinning out process. Then we're gonna add in our dry seasonings. I like to use these McCormick seasoning packets sometimes because it just makes things easier. Like everything is in there, and you know that if you add 1 packet to 1 pound of beef, you good. But if you don't have the McCormick, all you have to do is use 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of basil. I'm so excited because I'm working on launching my own spice line, and I finally perfected the recipe. I worked so hard on this recipe, guys. I know you're gonna love it. It's called a sill, and we're gonna add a little bit of a sill, which just takes the flavor up 1,000 notches on this recipe. But since you don't have a sill yet, child, just turn off the video. You can't even make this. Go get you a can of Hormel and wait for my seasoning line to drop. I kid, I joke. Just use some adobo, some onion powder, garlic powder, and black pepper. Cracked black pepper, and also 1 packet of Sazon. The next ingredient is gonna sound crazy, but trust me, it's my secret ingredient. It adds a nice flavor to this dish. It gives it like a savory flavor. It makes people say, what's that in the background? Put a pinch of allspice in this. Not a lot, just a pinch. And you can thank me later. Stir that all up and then let that cook down some more for about 15 minutes or so. All the while keep mashing it. And then we're gonna add in our tomato sauce, tomato paste, and kidney beans. If you don't like beans, leave it out. I love beans. This is a 10-ounce can of tomato sauce, but we don't need the whole can. So just leave a little bit left in the can. Use just about the whole can. Leave about 2 tablespoons inside the can because we don't need the whole thing. After that, add in the whole can of the tomato paste. That's a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. Add that into. Next, we're gonna go in with a little ketchup or a lot of ketchup, depending on how you look at things. The ketchup is gonna give us that little sweet tang. Next, go in with some whatchamacallit sauce. You know, that sauce that no one can pronounce? Yeah, that one. And then add in 2 bay leaves. Stir, stir, stir. And stir again. And then we're going to add in our beans. Stir what your mama gave ya. Do not drain the beans. Just add them in and let everything get nice and hot. Let the beans get hot and then reduce the heat to like a high simmer and cover it and let this simmer for about 20 minutes. If you're in a rush, you can do 20 minutes and it'll be fine. But the longer the better. So if you can let this simmer for like an hour and 15 minutes, you'll be Gucci. But before you cover it, you gotta add in one more thing. And do not skip this step. It's what takes the dish to the next level. If you skip this next step, there's gonna be consequences and repercussions. It is not gonna be as good as mine. You must add in some cheese. Yes, everything's better when you add cheese to it. I said what I said. Now you can stir it, cover it, and let it simmer. I lied. No, you can't. I forgot. We got to add one more thing. We have to add a little bit of brown sugar. No, it will not make it sweet. Shut your face. We have to add 2 teaspoons of brown sugar because to offset some of that acidity from the tomato sauce, this brown sugar will just balance everything out nicely. So add that in and then you can stir it, cover it, and let it simmer. Like I said, the longer you let it simmer, the better. But after I simmered mine for about an hour, this is what I was blessed with. This is what you're looking for. The longer you let it simmer, the juicier and the more flavorful it shall be. Now let's work on our weenies. I like to score my weenies, like 4 slits on each side, as opposed to slitting them down the middle. It just looks more pretty and I feel like it lets the chili and all the goodness get inside the slits. So just take a knife and slit each wiener just like so. So I don't like boiling my franks. I like to grill them. I actually just brought a new grill that I don't know how to work yet. So I'm gonna have to make these dogs on my raggedy George Foreman grill. I actually just brought a few new kitchen toys that I'm really excited about, but I don't know how to work. Anyway, let me show you a little bit of the behind the scenes of Lisa D's kitchen. This is my new toy, my Pit Boss pellet smoker that I don't know how to work. I don't even know how to put it together. I have to hire a handyman just to help me put this grill together. Anyway, I'm gonna figure that out, but let me show you our new home. We just moved into a new house, and this is my beautiful chandelier that I'm in love with. We're still decorating, so excuse the clutter. These are my new drapes. Don't mind the bar that goes outside on the patio. And this is where the magic happens. Lisa D's kitchen. I'm not showing you all inside the kitchen yet because I'm still decorating. It's a mess back there in the corner. Don't look at that. But look at my other new toy, my new refrigerator. It's the one with the computer on the front. It does so many things. I'm in love with this thing and I don't know how to work that either. I had to wait 2 months for it to arrive because of COVID. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video, let me know in the comment section if you would like to see some more behind the scenes of Lisa D's kitchen. I can show you a little behind the scenes as I prepare to launch my spice line. So let me know if that's something that you would care to see or nah. Or are you like, nah, girl, just stick to the cooking, boo-boo. Say in the comment section, nah, you doing too much, sis. Or yes, we want to see. Let's get back to these weenies. Like I said, my George Foreman is raggedy, so don't judge me. I know it's not healthy with all this Teflon or whatever you call it stuff peeling off of it. But if you feel really bad for me, my Cash App is in the description box. I'm just kidding. Spray the George Foreman with a little cooking oil and put the weenies on there and let them fry until they're nice and golden brown. Once I learn how to work that smoker, it's on and popping. This channel's about to be lit. No pun intended. So the weenies are done when they look like this. Now let's craft our chili dogs with these yummy buns. These baruch, however you pronounce it, child, buns. I know that they are so delicious and I can't even eat regular hot dog buns anymore after having these. Place the dogs in the buns just like so. Top them off with a little chili. I actually did this part wrong. I should have put a lot of chili. I should have had it slipping and dripping, but I messed up on that. Sorry, y'all. But we still had enough chili. It was still good. After that, add some cheese to the top, as well as some scallions for garnish or regular onions. I really always have to have onions or scallions on my chili dogs. But you can add whatever you like. Some ketchup, mustard, what have you. And when you're done, it'll look like this.
These are the delights.
Just look at all this deliciousness up in here. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Thank you to my Lord and Savior for always blessing me and the LDD family. Thank you for your love, your protection, and your provision. Bae Bae, I'm telling you, make your cheesy chili dogs like this. When you make them the Lisa D way, your cookouts will never be the same. And by the way, you can also use this recipe for regular chili. You just don't grind up the meat as much. Want to see the inside? Of course you do. Sorry, I can't taste it for you on camera because the way my hair is set up, child. But look at this. When I tell you that it was so good, these are the best chili cheese dogs that you will ever have. Yup, just ask Maury. No lies detected. But I can't taste it for you, but that's why I hire employees. I have my chief tasting officer. Let's see what he says. Makes you ready to work? You want to taste the chili dog? Is it good? Do you approve? You like it? It's yummy? You like it? Say happy 4th of July. I hope you all have a blessed Juneteenth. And remember, when you cook from your heart with love, you can't go wrong. Have a delicious and delightful day. Bye.
These peas, you got recipes, and you make the food look so good. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you make the food look so good. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you make the food look so good. Make sure you like and subscribe, and you make the food look so good. Make sure you like and subscribe.